Okay, this is part 2 of your practice 1. So we've got component 1, which is our base, component 2, which is all our parts on top of our base, and we saved it. So just to double check, up here where it says File, you should have clicked Save. Make sure when you look at the Save window, it says your name where you're saving it. Okay, remember we made a file that says your name. Okay, so whatever your name is, don't type your name, guys. This should say your name, remember. Type practice 1. Type practice 1 and then save your work and make sure that it says practice 1 up here at the top. This is where it tells me that your work is definitely saved. Now, I'm going to add a couple more things on here. I'm going to add a sketch on top of my pentagon. And a pentagon to me always reminds me of Superman. So I'm going to go into my sketch tools and I'm going to add some text. So I've got a text tool and I'm going to click on my pentagon and then my text box pops up and I can type Superman. Oh, the X didn't go. Superman. Okay, so there's Superman. That's too big, but I can resize it. Now I can change the font if I want to. So we can, play with lots and lots of fonts. Some fonts will print better than others. Oh, look at that. I forgot a P. Okay, so we can change the font to, whatever we want. This font might have trouble printing because it's a little goofy. It gets really skinny. So when we make stuff for our 3D printer, we need to remember, the limitations of our printer. Our printer can't print super thin or super thick text. So you want to pick kind of a normal text. That looks good. So now I want the Superman to fit on my pentagon. So I'm going to grab the corner and I can shrink it. After I shrink it, I can grab one of the letters and I can drag it down. Okay, it's still a little bit too big. So I'm going to grab the corner and make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to grab a letter and I'm going to drag it in. I can make it a little bit bigger and recenter it. Now go ahead and pause the video while you guys play with this. So pause the video and make your Superman words. When you're done with your Superman word, click Stop Sketch. Okay, now that you have Superman on front of your pentagon, we're going to extrude Superman. So when you get ready for your 3D print project, for your magnet project on the 3D printer, you can extrude words. So I'm going to extrude these words, 0.2. And that didn't work, so I'm going to undo it. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to create an extrusion, and I'm just going to pick the letters, okay? I'm going to extrude those 0.2. Oh, that's really far. How about we try 0.1? Give it a minute to catch up. Sometimes Fusion's a little laggy. Click OK. All right, now down here at the bottom, again, in my workflow, I can see my extrusion that was for the letters. I'm going to hit my home key to zoom out. I can see my extrusion that was for my lightning bolt, my circle, my pentagon, and my heart. And I can see my extrusion that was for my rectangle. So if I open up component 2, I'll see that I have a new body. That was my Superman words. I can create a component from that body. Okay, now that component is component 3, I can pull it out so that it's its own thing. And now all my components are separate, so I should be able to start adding some color. In component 1, I'm going to right-click, add an appearance. And from my appearance menu, I can go to paint, and I can find, let's do blue. I like blue, some blue paint. And that applied it to the entire body. If I just want to do it to faces, I can pull in a black and just put it on certain faces. Let's say I want a black circle. I can also search. Let's say I want red. I can make my heart red. I can make, let's make it a different red. That's goofy. There we go. That's better. Let's make my pentagon for Superman yellow. Okay. And I'll make my lightning bolt yellow too. Okay, so this will help me when I open up your projects. This will help me know what color you want them to be when I go to do the 3D printing. If I wanted to make the letters different colors. I could go back in and click appearance again, and I can change it back from bodies to faces, and I can add yellow in between so it looks a little better. Okay, I need to zoom in more to get it. Now, when you're doing smaller stuff like this, zooming in makes life a lot better. Don't forget you can use your hand tool, your pan, to grab this and slide it over. Now when I'm done panning, how do I turn that off? Escape. Your escape key on your keyboard will turn that off. Get your yellow, fix your A, okay? Now if I want to make those words red, see how my S is highlighting? If you zoom in even more, it gets a little bit easier. So the more you zoom in on small stuff, the easier it is to change the color. So for this project, go ahead and change all these letters to red, okay? Escape to turn off the pan tool. When you change all these letters to red, we'll save our work again. And then we're going to make a drawing. That'll be practice 2. Okay, so click your home key. If your drawing looks kind of like mine, you're good to go. You're finished. Now, what you need to do is make sure that you have a lightning bolt. Make sure you have a circle. Make sure you have a heart. Make sure you have a pentagon and Superman. If yours doesn't look exactly like mine, that's okay. But as long as you did everything I did, even if your lightning bolt looks different or if your heart looks different, that's okay. I don't care if it looks exactly like mine, but I need you to learn how to do all these things. So I need you to have all these things, and I need you to add color, and I need it to be saved, and that's it. So the last thing you're going to need to know how to do to turn this in is you're going to go down into your search command. You should have a search bar down here with a magnifying glass, and type snip. When you open up your snip tool, see how it's scissors? So we're essentially going to cut out a picture of this. We're going to click new, and I'm going to highlight a picture of this, come all the way down so I can see that tree over here, and I can see the whole part. When you get this picture taken, click copy. This button says copy. If you watch my mouse, it'll tell me copy. Click copy, and then go into your Teams and paste it into the assignment. Okay? And that's it. You're done with practice 1.